No more. Guy. Marriage costs.
Not marriage cost, wedding cost.
Guy, leave him. I talk what I talk. Marriage is cost.
Marriage itself, not even the wedding. The
Okay.
marriage. How is it cost?
Okay. Wedding is cost.
Cost. Yes.
It's expensive.
It's ridiculous.
But wait, we safe, like we're lucky. We're honestly
so
lucky.
Blessed, honestly.
We'll tell you why in a second.
I swear.
But I just had to exclaim, marriage is costly.
Wedding. I will still correct you. Because marriage, I feel like at the end, like after the marriage, I don't know, this is going to bring up
after the marriage.
wedding, sorry. This is going to bring up open up a whole can of worms. Because I'm going to say it, but I'm going to say it because I believe it. After the wedding, the marriage itself gets easier because then both of you are working and bringing in income. So it gets easier.
It depends.
I'm just saying, like,
okay.
In an ideal situation where both of them have jobs and both of them are working, it's not as hard. But when it's the wedding itself, it's like you guys are carrying all your savings, all your money, all your everything. Yes, I'm saying hate on purpose. For you
I know.
I'm putting it into.
I know when you're doing it on purpose.
I'm putting it into one day to make that one day work. It's just too expensive. I remember when you were telling me about that your friend that was like, guy, you're lucky.
Guy,
he said, guy, you're lucky.
Marriage.
The amount of money he has spent on his wedding.
Marriage is costly.
Costly. Especially if you're not the one paying for it by yourself. If you had like support system, very good support system, like your parents were paying for the wedding or the husband's parents were paying for the wedding, it's easier. Like a lot of times we see people in the Western world, like here where we live or back in Cyprus, it's easier for them because their parents mostly pay for most of the things. But African home is the man. The boy that gets married, I mean, say you want to marry. That means you have energy to marry. You have the finances to marry. So you pay for everything yourself. It's so hard.
I need to say again.
And I feel bad for men, especially.
I need to say again. We are extremely lucky.
Honestly,
blessed.
I saw a tweet yesterday on Instagram where a girl was like, a girl was
a
so
tweet
pissed.
on Instagram. Wow.
It was a tweet that they screenshot and put on Instagram.
Okay.
I know, book. Don't disgrace and downgrade me.
Sometimes I question you.
Somebody screenshotted a tweet from Twitter.
TikTok.
Also, it's from TikTok. From Twitter.
Okay.
And posted it on Instagram. And she was like just ranting about how pissed she was. Apparently, her cousin got married and he paid 1.5 million for bride price. And then 60K to collect the list of the guy. I said, not to buy the thing, so just to be able to give him the list. So type on foolscap sheet pay, we want 60 cows and 60 tubers of yam. To collect it, 60K. Then to pay bride price without the things on the list. 1.5 million. When I said that, it remained like this. Because I said, I'm going your entire family. Do you guys see how lucky you are?
Okay. On a real that I just want to use this medium to tell you, Mr. Is it Pastor, right?
Pastor and Deaconess Boro.
Pastor and Deaconess
You
Boro.
are the best.
I'm grateful.
Ose is grateful.
I'm grateful.
Ose is so grateful because he gave him a wife on the platter of gold.
Guy, marriage is expensive. Okay, wedding is expensive.
It's expensive. I remember before Ose used to carry shoulder. Like, I think everybody should marry. Marriage is such a good idea. Everybody should marry. Everybody should marry. Because it's not experience it.
Okay.
Now I understand why our friends used to be like, I don't think I want to marry yet. So we're having a conversation with one of our friends and he was just talking about how he's not ready for marriage at the moment because he needs to make money and he needs to save up. And me, I was getting all like, why? I think he has a girlfriend already and they've been together for a long time. So I just expected that. Propose to her and get married. Because in our head, we've been so delusional to think that what worked for us, because they did not stress us too much about like having a big wedding or paying too much on our bride price. Yeah. So we just felt like, everybody should marry. You understand? We did it.
You get a marry.
You understand?
You get a marry.
Everybody gets a marriage.
You get no marriage, marry.
So it was like, honestly, it was so myopic of us to think like it's easy like that.
I also feel like another reason why we are the way we are is because we haven't lived in Nigeria in such a long time. And so we've been surrounded by lots of people who either the people who were getting married were not really Nigerian. Yeah. And so they had, like you said, they had like support from their family. Not that if you're in Nigeria, your parents and your family isn't supportive or anything. But getting married in Nigeria is an extreme sport.
Did you say getting married in Nigeria?
Married.
I hate marriage.
Weddings in Nigeria is just an extreme sport. It's something that we need to document. It's something we need to learn about. It's a new phenomenon that I don't even understand.
I feel like our parents were also very gracious to us because they hadn't seen us in such a long time. And I think he just trusted us to see that, like, if these children, because we're both like his last born, literally last born. Me, I'm the last girl. So to see that, okay, these people are coming to us and telling us that they love each other and they want to start a life together. Let's make it easy for them.
Yeah.
Let's not stress them too much.
God bless you, Mama. I love you. Hold it down.
They don't even have like too much money. Like, they all starting off their life.
They don't have anything. Let's help their life.
Let's help them.
Adulthood is.
He was giving us pockets. So I honestly, I'm so grateful for our parents. Like, no, Nigerian weddings. Woo! I was hearing like somebody was talking about budget for a Nigerian wedding. I was talking about like 25 million upward. I said, who died? 25 million?
But most people do it.
25 million. Ha! I was saying, there's this like fashion brand that does like wedding dresses, and I was looking at the prices for her wedding dress, and I was seeing like 5,000, 10,000 pounds on a wedding dress I will wear for one day. I will not be able to sleep in the night. I swear to God. Do you know how many months rent that is? Almost a whole year's rent.
Now we have to do addendum that
maybe like 10 months rent.
Yeah.
Yes. 10,000 pounds.
Oh yeah. It almost roughly. But I'd like to say that if we have, the thing is that some people have that kind of money.
And they can afford
and there's some people that can, if you can see,
but
the
I feel
thing
like
is,
the average man, like the everyday man,
especially in
doesn't
Nigeria,
have that kind of money sitting in their account.
Especially
and
in
I feel
Nigeria,
like we just need to be more gracious. Not just the parents, the couples themselves. Have mercy on yourself. Have mercy, because life does not end after the wedding. There's life to be lived after marriage. And I'm telling you the truth. Hey, God, rent is you. Because the moment you get married, but see, even if your parents were paying your rent, you're giving you monthly allowance before, they were paying for your electricity and everything, as soon as you marry, it's like they just expect that the marriage just comes with its own money. And they will just, every form of financial support just stops. Ozzy and I have been like footing our own bills since we got married. I mean, even before we got married, we were footing our own bills. But now it's even like more pressing because we have more responsibilities now. We're paying, like, we're living in our own house, we're living in a whole new country ourselves. Nobody can even afford to send us money right now because at the end of the day, have you seen the dollar exchange rate? Have you seen the pounds exchange rate? Nobody can be sending us naira from the abroad, from Nigeria to us. So the ones that we won't be thinking of sending. So imagine having to spend that amount of money first on a wedding and then now starting our lives. It's way too much money.
Again, I just want to say, if I've never said it to you, I'm so grateful. But the position I'm in, because if anything you're going to take from this video is this: wedding is costly. It's costly. If you are, okay, let's say, if you are like...
Honestly, we're talking from a point of privilege, because we did not have to spend... We spent some money, but it was not anything.
See,
compared to what
every day, I would think about this thing every day. Now, why I'm saying this, when we're talking about that, my friend, bro, it's not like, and him, he has a very good job. He's quite stable. He's quite establishing life. He's like a calm G.
I think that's why when I remember one time my mom told me that you shouldn't marry if you cannot marry. Basically, what she meant is that if you cannot afford to marry, afford the wedding,
we don't have sense now. We're young. We need to what?
Let's marry.
We need to marry. Jesus.
But that time,
bro,
we didn't knew.
Bro,
our parents were really gracious to us. Honestly.
Bro, marriage is costly. I don't think it's even just a Nigerian thing. I think it's all everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
There is a whole market for marriage and stuff.
Yeah, but you're talking about your friend.
Yes, my friend. So he's okay. He's all right. He's
doing financially well.
Yeah. I can genuinely say he's probably in the upper middle class or first, good.
The first class people are the last one.
Okay.
This is not even a way to like shame people that want an elaborate wedding. I think if you want an elaborate wedding and you can afford to have an elaborate wedding,
do it, honestly. Because
be my guest.
I genuinely but I think I understand why like all those things are there, On one hand, I understand the traditions that are placed in Nigeria. I genuinely do. I'm not even going to lie. I have moved back and forth at some point when I was much younger, and I'll think about it. I'm like, how can we do this? It's all in West.
It's all in West.
I'm telling you.
It's all in West.
All in West. This is so bad. This tradition and culture is not good. It's tying us down.
How can we pay dowry?
You know?
Bride price.
Hey. But I mean,
So
you will grow
needed.
sense now. You will grow sense, and
So needed.
and the more I learned about the culture and tradition and respecting cultures and all those things, I started seeing the reasons why some of those structures are put in place.
Yeah.
Some of those things are done, and there's an appreciation for that, you know. But then on the other side, bro, the people who are not marrying because
And honestly, right now, I think I now understand, and I support people's decision now when they say, okay, I'm not ready to marry. Because before I was like, why? I remember when I was there and I said it. Oh my God. I was ready to marry. I didn't have a job. I was still depending on my parents for allowance. But I was like, I'm ready to
I
marry.
was working in kitchen.
Ozzy was working in the exact cafe as a barista and as a chef in the kitchen. And
Shout out.
But I was like, I think I'm ready to make you my husband. If anything, I'll put you in my house. Marry and put you in my house. I was living in Cinemis dormitory by that time. I was so ready to marry. I think I've always been living in La La Land in this life. Always in La La Land.
Bro.
I was thinking like, why? Like, why are people stressing? Just go to a court, just sign a deal and just get married. Honestly, because my idea all my life growing up about marriage is just living with your best friend and just playing house all day, every day, just chilling.
Wow.
I never thought about the intricacies, is it called English? Intricacies. I know Google. I never thought about the intricacies of like the marriage afterwards. All I wanted was just let's be together. I didn't think about the wedding and all the thoughts that went into it. I remember when I first told my parents that okay, I had found somebody I wanted to marry. It's like how my parents took it, like the surprise they had, the fact that they were already thinking about big things. I didn't think about it like that. My mom was just, they would just say, oh, you really? You do? Oh my God, you love him? Yes, you love him. Oh, we love him too. Marry. But no, my parents wanted that. We need to see the boy. He needs to bring his parents. We need to start writing lists.
And
like,
those things are good.
Normal things, yeah. I mean, expected things, but because of how naive I was, I felt like it should be easier. You know, it should be more straightforward. But no, now I understand better. Like, honestly.
We are too outside Nigeria.
Yeah.
They have spoiled us in this abroad.
I mean, especially you've been outside of Nigeria for such a long time. So
you are saying it's 1 year difference between me and you.
No, me, I went to Nigeria for 1 year. I went back to Nigeria in 2017 and I came back in 2018. I stayed a whole year.
So just that.
Mm-hmm. So 2015 to 2022, that's 7 years minus 1 year. 6 years.
Really?
Yeah, 6 years.
Okay.
So it's not that bad. Your own was so bad. 14.
No, I haven't lived in Nigeria since 2012.
You see.
Since we can say
like 11 years.
We can say 2013 actually.
So it's still been like 10 years since you've actually been in Nigeria.
Like lived, not been. I've traveled back home
for a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're more westernized than I am.
Not westernized, Jesus.
Let's call it a spade.
I mean, the first place I moved to was our back.
Still Africa.
Yeah. So.
But still, anyway.
Guy, you see, you have caught my story.
Sorry.
So I was talking to this my guy before Dorcas rudely interrupted me. Wow. My guy said, bro. I will never forget. Say, bro, man. God. You see, as I'm talking it slowly. God. and if you are preparing to be married or something, if you hear me right now, you don't understand.
Yeah.
And I understand you because God.
I understand. Honestly, I do.
And it's sad. Okay. To be frank, and it's really sad.
I think it's a very cultural thing because even till now, if I talk to some people that are not in tune with like our African culture, they still can't relate. They're still like, get married. You guys don't have jobs, but you love each other, right? Get married. But no, guys, there's a lot that goes into a wedding, different from like in African culture than in the Western culture.
Bro,
you have like a lot of support in the Western culture, a lot of support to have like 4 different ceremonies and 150 people at your wedding.
Wedding in Nigeria is not easy. I mean, wedding anywhere is expensive, but wedding in Nigeria is a different ball game. And given the economy of the place, given the terrain and everything happening in Nigeria.
And the fact that everybody and their cousin and their dog and their cat and their pet wants to come to your wedding if you're in Nigeria. Why?
Why are you angry?
I feel like if I was in Nigeria and I had my wedding in Nigeria, people will not like me. A lot of people will be beefing me because it will be strictly by invitation. And I'll check at the door.
That's what you think. They
will be surprised. 25 people will be there. And 25 people will be your family and my family and that's it. They will be surprised.
Guy, let me tell you. Okay,
even maybe my like really, really close friends from school and stuff. But if I don't know you And you're not bringing another plus one on top of the know you that I did not.
Wait, now let me tell you.
You are not serious.
Yeah, even talking
You're
about
gonna go back to your house.
you're talking about wedding. When they were celebrating my dad's birthday, they planned for I think 200 and something people. They calculated over 300 people.
No, baby, they planned for 150 or so, and then they calculated over 300.
So I'm just saying that in Nigeria, forget it.
That's the reason why, because I'm sure that at your dad's birthday they didn't want to like offend anybody, so they did not have like that strict IV. I said you will have strict IV. There will be bouncers at the door. You know they're doing clubs. Like they will have bouncers. If your name is not on the list, you better be going.
Or you. I mean, and that way it's not on the list.
Oh dear, mama.
My own name.
Even the groom and the bride. If your name is not on the list, you're not getting married.
You said, "Sir, this is my wedding."
I guess you're not
sir,
getting married today. Wedding. I guess it's not time for your wedding today.
But what I want
That's
to say,
on the list.
Okay, but what I want to say, why I think it's sad is that getting married, at least for me, I'm not even in the small time. Let me just say, in the small time I've been married, you can in the small time I've been married, I would say it has been such a wonderful blessing to me. And I wouldn't use my own example because waiting I know, but with the examples of people I have seen, and I'm not talking about social media kind of example, like people I know, like our parents are still together. We've learned from their examples. We have good mentors and friends in our lives that we watch them, and just seeing how the kind of dynamics they have, it's just so amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it gives me hope to look forward to what we have. You know?
Would you say that the fact that the wedding gets so stressful and the couples like pass through like so much emotional, financial stress during the wedding, would you say that takes a negative toll on them even after the wedding, like in the marriage now? And do you think it attributes to the increased rate of like divorce that we have now?
I would say honestly, if it's not the wedding, it's anything.
Yeah.
Anything can cause you stress.
Yeah,
anything.
I think also the wedding also holds like a
the wedding.
Not
the wedding
just
contributes.
the wedding, obviously. There are so many other factors that contribute to divorce. But I'm saying like those. Do you think the wedding could in any way contribute to it?
I mean, anything can.
I've heard of a lot
something.
of stories. No, baby, that's the question. No, you're missing the question. I'm not talking about anything.
Okay.
I'm streamlining it to like wedding itself.
Okay, yeah, I do think that it does contribute a lot to
stories
to issues in
I've
marriages.
had a lot of stories of men that like have paid a lot of money to get married, and then in the wedding it brings this kind of resentment and just disrespect for the wife because I've paid for you. Kind of thing. That's one thing I cannot stand.
Yeah.
Because the wife too also has her own ego and her own like pride for herself and respect for herself to say, I understand that you paid that amount of money for me, but you can't treat me like this because you think you paid money for me. I'm not a commodity that you own now because you paid some amount of money.
But sometimes some cultures
builds resentment and then just keeps brewing and brewing.
You're right.
And
actually,
other things contribute and then just
you're right. And like you're describing, there are some cultures where guys pay so much exorbitant amounts of money and they mistreat their wives mostly because, in fact, the
like
frustration.
I own you, like my property now. I don't understand that concept because I think that if you value your wife or your partner as an equal in your marriage, even if you paid so much money, you would understand that it's not like she was requesting that you pay that amount of money. It's the culture. It's not her fault. Like, for example, now my culture doesn't ask for that amount of money. How much?
Thankfully.
It's literally like 150 naira. I don't even know how much they request. Like such a little amount of money. But that is not my value to you. I'm not bringing like 50,000 or 15 naira to this wedding, to this marriage. No, I'm bringing so much more. So in that kind of situation,
I keep saying,
So in that kind of situation where the man is paying like 5 million or 10 million naira as bride price to marry his wife, even after he marries her, I think it just goes more to show how much value he sees in her as his wife, to say, okay, that money doesn't matter. You are who matters to me. And now that I'm married to you, we are equal partners and I would respect you as such.
Wedding costs.